Hi everyone, I am 𝗰𝗵𝗶𝗶 and this is a boyfriend challenge haikyuu texting video. Also, thank you so much for all the views plus subscribers, like I am shocked. In just 10 days I have over 100 subs. Loudly crying face. I love you all so much, mwah mwah. Enjoy the video. Smiling face with hearts.
ushiten, 𝗆cie𝘂𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗿. Tendao entered his boyfriend's apartment, a small rectangular box in his arms. He left his shoes in front of the doorway before making his way to where his boyfriend would supposedly be, but not before placing the box inside the refrigerator. Walking inside his boyfriend's room, he was greeted with his 6'4" tall boyfriend on the bed and under the blankets, his chest rising ever so slowly. 𝗆cie𝘂𝗵𝗵𝗶 was sleeping. He probably had a long day at practice, thought Tendao as he went around the bed and sat down on the vacant area of the bed. He ran his fingers through the latter's olive green hair, occasionally caressing his cheeks. After a while Tendao got up and went to 𝗆cie𝘂𝗵𝗵𝗶's closet, picking out an oversized hoodie and a pair of trainer shorts before making his way to the bathroom to wash up and change. Once he was done, he came out the bathroom and took a look at his sleeping boyfriend. He looks so peaceful. Tendao mumbled lowly as he contemplated for a second before getting on the bed and into 𝗆cie𝘂𝗵𝗵𝗶's arms. Tendao sighed contentedly at the warm and comfy feeling as he sunken deeper into his embrace. After a long day of work at his chocolate shop, he wanted nothing more than to just lie against his boyfriend. 𝗆cie𝘂𝗵𝗵𝗶 let out a low groan as he stretched his arms out, pulling his boyfriend closer to him. "You came? Sorry, did I wake you up?" No, you did not." 𝗆cie𝘂𝗵𝗵𝗶's body sagged against Tendao's, taking in a deep breath. "A tough practice today?" "Yay. We had a lot of drills today, but nothing new." Tendao massaged his boyfriend's biceps as the latter told him about his day. "Seems like my miracle boy had a tough day today, and I know just how to make it up for him." "You do?" Yep," Tendao said, popping the pee as he got up from 𝗆cie𝘂𝗵𝗵𝗶's embrace. "Come on, Masahi, I have a surprise for you downstairs." Tendao got off the bed reluctantly but quickly so as to avoid 𝗆cie𝘂𝗵𝗵𝗶's questioning. If 𝗆cie𝘂𝗵𝗵𝗶 caught on to Tendao's actions, that is. Tendao was already out the room and in the kitchen, taking out the box he had brought from his shop. Tendao saw his boyfriend walk up beside him and look down at the box his boyfriend was holding with interest. "This is the surprise. I made a special type of chocolate recipe today and I thought that you might be my first taste tester." He knew that the olive-colored hair man loved tasting Tendao's chocolates and giving compliments and critics to his boyfriend's hard work. 𝗆cie𝘂𝗵𝗵𝗶 smiled a little and opened his mouth a little as Tendao popped in a chocolate into his mouth. Tendao looked at his boyfriend in anticipation, hoping the chocolate had tasted good. In his mind, all the ingredients went together and so he'd be a little devastated if they didn't taste good. 𝗆cie𝘂𝗵𝗵𝗶's eyes lit up as he swallowed the piece of chocolate. "It's really tasty. I think if you added more of the dark chocolate, it'd taste even better." Tendao beamed at his boyfriend as he himself ate a piece of the chocolate. "I think so too. Also Satori." "Yes babe." "Wakatoshi." "What?" Tendao's expression now was replaced with a confused one as he popped another one of his chocolate into his mouth. "Not Masahi, it's Wakatoshi." A large smile made its way to Tendao's face as he wrapped his arms around 𝗆cie𝘂𝗵𝗵𝗶's neck. "Of course Wakatoshi-kun." 2 hearts. matsuhana, Matsukawa x Honamaki. Matsukawa was sat on the chair beside the countertop on his phone while Honamaki was making himself a coffee. They both had an off day from work and just decided to rest and have a self-care day for themselves today. The black-haired man was just searching up the website to both their favorite restaurants to order food. When Honamaki was done making his coffee, he turned around to face his boyfriend, placing his mug of coffee on the counter. "Hey Setsuko-san, or Matsun." "Yay. Wait, hold up. What? Setsuko?" "I meant Matsun." Matsukawa got up from his chair, took a 360-degree turn and then sat back on his chair. "Hey, your name's Maki?" "What do you mean?" "My name's Setsuko, or you can call me Setsuko-san." "Setsuko leave." "Maki, it's me, Setsuko. Heard you got a boyfriend." "Matsun was it?" Honamaki stared at his boyfriend in amusement as Matsukawa continued to act like he was Setsuko. "Yay. Haha, but he's not as caring as me." Matsukawa, "Oh well, Setsuko, picked up Hanamiki's cup of coffee and took a sip. That's my coffee. Well, no wonder it tastes like shit. Please, your taste in coffee as well. OHH. But if you go out with me, it'll make up for the taste you lack. Stop. Just saying, you know. I mean, have you took a look at me? That Matsun dude could never compare. If you buy me a pack of chocolate covered cream puffs, I might consider it. Say no more. Going out right now so that I can court you. Court? Please, oh god no. We're not in the 80s. Well, it is what it is. Hanamaki and Matsukawa burst out laughing. Their day continuing with Matsukawa occasionally acting like Setsuko here and there. Daisuga, Daichi x Sugora. Daichi and Sugora were currently cuddling each other on the couch, Shrek forever after playing in the TV. I am being serious, Daichi. This little girl, she was so happily talking to me one second and the next minute, she literally puked on the floor. I felt so bad for her. She looked so embarrassed. Thankfully no one laughed at her though. Did she just puke out of nowhere like haha and then blurg? Seriously, are you making fun of her? No, of course not. Just asking. How was work today for you? Oh, the usual. No one was arrested today, so that was a relief. My officer is doing the best he can. Smiling face with hearts. Sugar patted Daichi's chest, giving the latter a cheeky smile. Do you think Shrek's handsome? What are you, out of your mind? What do you mean? I mean, he looks okay. No? Daichi gave his boyfriend a look that made the silver-haired male laugh. Oh Hoshi, don't be jealous. Shrek's got Fiona. Sugar turned his head towards the TV, looking at the scene intently, knowing fully well that he had called Daichi another name. On a second thought, I do think Shrek's handsome. Maybe even more handsome than a certain silver color hair male who's an elementary school teacher. Oh, you did not just go there. I did. Sugar sat up and got on top of Daichi, holding the latter's neck softly. It'll choke you for saying that. Kinky. With that, in one swift movement, Daichi wrapped his palm around Suga's wrists while the other was on his back and turned him to the opposite direction, so their positions were now reversed. Daichi on top and Sugar on the bottom. What the? I swear I won't be surprised if you ever manhandle me, OMG. Don't be jealous. Shrek's got Fiona, and I've got you. Who's got me wrapped around your finger? Don't use my own words on me. I would hope so, having you wrapped around my finger. And I would hope so that Hoshi is not wrapped around your finger. You're the one and only babe. Semishira, Semi x Shirabu. Semi was in his recording room, probably writing and scripting a new song. Shirabu was bored, and so he thought, why not annoy his boyfriend? I mean, Semi was cooped up in his room for a good 4 hours. Knocking on the door softly, Shirabu entered his boyfriend's recording room when he heard the faint come in. The room wasn't necessarily that big, but even with all the instruments inside the room, the area had still managed to look spacious. Shirabu walked over to where his boyfriend was sitting, taking a look at what he was writing. A new song? Yay. I think I got the perfect bridge for this song. Just need a good cooperating chorus. You'll be able to do it. Thanks, babe. So why are you here? Am I not allowed to come here? Semi's fingers strummed against the strings of the guitar as he stared at the music sheet in front of him. Sure, Shirabu wanted to annoy Semi, but he just didn't know how. Say, wanna watch a movie later on? Oh ho? So someone seems to have made plans. Oh, shut up. So do you wanna or what? Wanna what? Ugh. Seems like Semi was starting to annoy Shirabu instead of the other way round. You know what? Whatever, Asahi. With that, Shirabu turned around and walked to the door, anticipating Semi's reaction but at the same time nervous of how he'd react. What did you just call me? What? You called me Asahi. No, I did not. I called you Semi. Is that right? Shirabu's back was turned towards Semi so he couldn't see the smirk Semi had on his lips. Well, you can watch your movies with Asahi while I finish writing this song. No, I mean I want to watch it with you. What about Asahi? That was a prank anyways. Shirabu left the room, seeping in embarrassment as he went to his own study room to distract himself. Just when he was about to enter the room, Semi came in from behind and swooped Shirabu into his arms. Aren't you just so cute? Ugh, stop talking to me like that. Sorry. I'll watch the movie with you. Semi kissed Shirabu's cheeks as the latter just huffed. Thanks. Okay, now put me down. Well, safe to say his plan to annoy Semi had failed, and maybe backfired on him. Bokuaka, Bokuto x Akashi. Akashi was doing his work, adamant on finishing this editing project of his so that he wouldn't procrastinate later on when Bokuto would come over. Not only that, but he was doing his work to distract himself from overthinking when he'd have to do the prank on his boyfriend. He wasn't particularly excited for this prank because he knew Bokuto would most likely go into his emo mode. I mean, which partner of yours would be especially happy knowing that their significant other called them another name? Sighing, Akashi continued to do his editing work, finishing however much he could. Just then, the door to his bedroom had bursted open, causing the gunmetal blue-eyed man to almost fall off of his chair as his eyes shot over to his door. He only calmed down when his eyes rested upon the owlman. When did he arrive? Bokuto-san, you know I gave you my spare key for only emergencies. Also, I thought you'd come a few hours later. Akashi, this is an emergency. I missed you. A small smile made its way to Akashi's face as he looked at his lover lovingly. Okay then, but next time don't open the door so suddenly like that. Okay, I sorry Akashi, Bokuto said as he quickly picked Akashi up from the chair he was sitting on. As though Akashi weighed nothing more than a piece of feather, the owl-head man made his way towards the latter's bed with Akashi in his arms. They both lied in bed together, Bokuto hugging, well, more like squeezing, the daylights out of Akashi. Bokuto-san, I need to finish my work. I thought you'd come later on. Bokuto ignored Akashi as he continued to hug him really tightly. Akashi just chuckled as he put his hands on top of Bokuto's biceps, trying to pry out of the taller male's strong hold, even though all Akashi wanted was to forget about all his editing and just lay there in Bokuto's arms. Kato, let go of me please. Akashi tried to say it as lowly as possible, hoping Bokuto wouldn't catch on to what he said, but what he had called him hadn't gone unnoticed by Bokuto. His tight hold on Akashi became loose as he looked at Akashi with sad eyes, even his frosted tips now drooping. Akashi mentally scolded himself. He could have just not done the prank. Agashi, who's Kato? What do you mean Bokuto-san? You called me Kato. No, I called you Katarao. Bokuto-san. Agashi, who's Kato? You don't usually call me by my first name. It was true. Akashi only ever called him Katarao on rare occasions, them both knowing that this moment wasn't one of those rare occasions. By now Bokuto was sat up, looking down at Akashi as his fingers were intertwined with the latter's, playing with them. Akashi, yes? Who's Kato? No one. Bokuto-san. Agashi, tell me who Kato is. I won't be mad, I promise. Bokuto-san, it's just a prank. I don't know anybody named Kato. Oh, really? You can check my phone as well. But for now let's go back to cuddling. I thought you needed to finish your editing work. I prefer your cuddles. Osasuna, Osamu x Suna. It was currently 11 PM and Suna was sitting in one of the many vacant tables of Osamu's cafe. He was waiting for the grey-haired male to finish cleaning up the area before the two could go home together. Suna had finished night practice late and so decided to go to Osamu's shop and walk home together since well he knew his boyfriend would give him food if he went, and was he hungry after all that practice. The latter was busy swiping the floor with the broom in his hand while the middle blocker was enjoying the fresh onigiri Osamu had made for him prior to his cleaning. How much longer, Samu? Suna almost whined out Osamu's name as he slid his arms onto the table, burying his face in them. Osamu just let out a low chuckle as he continued to clean, but a little quicker than before. Noticing his boyfriend, he was pretty sure he'd fall asleep here in a matter of a few minutes. Almost done, Rin. The latter just let out a small hum in response, his face still dug into his arms. All he wanted to do now was just go home, take a shower and just fall asleep next to Osamu. He didn't have any scheduled practice tomorrow, much to his relief. Rin, I am done. Come on, let's go, babe. Suna wasn't sure how much time had passed of him sleeping when he was being shaken awake, letting out a groan. Suna ran a hand through his face and then through his hair. What do you want, Atsumu? Osamu's hands on Suna's back had stilled for a moment, taking in his boyfriend's words. Last time I checked, my name was Osamu and I don't have piss-colored hair. Never knew you'd think of me as my twin brother. Suna looked at the latter, confusion clearly plastered on his face. What? Oh shit. Did I call you Atsumu? Oh shit indeed. Sorry, I just had a dream, or well, a nightmare, of your twin brother taking my phone and breaking it. Man, was I angry at him in the dream. Damn, that was one hell of a nightmare. I would have been scared to death if I had that. You would have. Especially if it were Atsumu eating your onigiris instead. Not gonna lie, I'd probably punch him in the stomach before realizing that had been a dream. They both laughed as Osamu locked up his cafe before walking hand in hand together in the midnight streets of Tokyo, making their way to their shared apartment. Sakuatsu, 𝘰𝗁𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗵. It was midnight and Atsumu was thinking of ways to get a reaction out of his boyfriend. He knew 𝘰𝗁𝗵𝗵 loved him and 𝘰𝗁𝗵𝗵 showed the latter lots of affection. But oh, did 𝘰𝗁𝗵𝗵 remind Atsumu of a robot sometimes? Hell, a robot probably had better reactions than 𝘰𝗁𝗵𝗵. Given the lack of reactions from 𝘰𝗁𝗵𝗵, it would always be hard for Atsumu to prank the latter successfully. It was then when he got a great idea. Or well, at least he hoped it would be a great idea. As 𝘰𝗁𝗵𝗵 climbed into bed, getting under the same blankets as Atsumu. Why are you still awake, Sumu? I was just waiting for you. 𝘰𝗁𝗵𝗵𝗵 let out a sigh as he huddled up closer to his boyfriend, getting comfortable under the sheets while putting his face into the space between Atsumu's neck and clavicle. Komori. I almost forgot to tell you. Tomorrow Hinata and Bakuto are coming here. So yeah, just a heads up. 𝘰𝗁𝗵𝗵 immediately pushed back, practically sitting up, removing his face from Atsumu's shoulder blade as he placed both arms on the latter's figure. What did you just call me? I called you Omi? No, I know for a fact you didn't call me Omi. Come on, Omi. What else would I call you? You're just too tired. I think you're getting too old, says the one who's older. Anyways, you didn't call me Omi. Or Omi. And you didn't call me either 𝘰𝗁𝗵𝗵 nor Kayumi. Hey, no, you're definitely getting old, Omi. Better get you checked up tomorrow. 𝘰𝗁𝗵𝗵 had a look of faux disgust on his face, one of his eyebrows raised and some of his curls falling over his left eye. He stared at his boyfriend for a minute before sighing yet again, and flopping back on the bed. I absolutely hate your pranks. Wait, you really hate them? I thought you didn't even care. Wait, no. What? How'd you know this was a prank? Because I know you. That's not a plausible reason, Omi. Are you like a secret mind reader? Yeah, I am. Now go to sleep. Ugh, you're no fun, Omi. Yeah, I love you too. The faux blonde just huffed in annoyance at yet again failing at a prank he thought would be great, before cuddling into the obsidian hair-colored male. Atsumu shivered. Are you cold? No, I think I felt someone think of punching me. Probably just your brother. Also, never call me Komori, he's my cousin. Call me any other name, I won't mind. Just not Komori. We'll keep that in mind, Omi. kuroken, 𝘰𝗁𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗵. Kuro is currently getting dressed. He said, we'll go to this cafe. Kenma spoke into the small Canon recording camera, vlogging a little day in my life with my boyfriend for his fans and viewers. Kuro walked up from behind, entering the frame of the camera, and snaked his arms around the pudding head's waist. He was half naked, his upper body free from any clothing. Kenma's body being the only thing keeping his fans from drooling over his boyfriend's chest. The only reason he agreed to go was because I said I'd take him to the gaming shop later on. Bribery at its finest. Now go put on your clothes. Kuro just chuckled and gave Kenma's neck a few kisses before walking off to their closet. Kenma made a mental note to cut that part out of the video later on since he didn't want his fans to see his tinted red cheeks. Kuro was now styling his hair even though it looked no different than his usual bed hair. Kenma was still holding the camera as he contemplated to do the prank. Well, if the prank did escalate, he could always cut that portion of the video out. Kitten, does this sunglass look good or this? Kuro held up two almost identical pairs of sunglasses, the only difference being the lens frame shape. Kenma looked up as he pointed the camera at Kuro. What do you guys think? Which would look better on a rooster? The rooster-head male ignored the latter and continued to look at himself in the mirror and choose which sunglass looked better. 𝗀𝗵𝗲 decided to do the prank now, so he walked up to Kuru, now standing a few centimeters away from him. 𝘆cie𝗂𝗵𝗲, let's go already. He had done it. Now all he had to do was wait for Kuru's reaction. Kuru just turned his head to look at the camera, pushing his sunglasses up. I think this looks good. No? 𝗀𝗵𝗲 was confused, though his face showed no sign of it, as to why Kuru hadn't reacted. Had he not heard him? With that, 𝗀𝗵𝗲 tried it again. It looks good or whatever. Now let's go 𝘆cie𝗂𝗵𝗲. Kuru just hummed in response, still looking at his face in the camera, adjusting his sunglasses. 𝗀𝗵𝗲 was starting to get annoyed with the lack of reaction he was getting from his boyfriend. Ugh, Kuro. Yes, kitten. Does it not bother you that I am calling you another name? 𝘆cie𝗂𝗵𝗲. Kuru's hands went around 𝗀𝗵𝗲's waist yet again, as he put his head on the smaller male's shoulder, still looking at himself at the camera. When you look this good, you don't get fazed by anything. 𝗀𝗵𝗲 looked at Kuru with a done expression as he pulled himself away from Kuru. Why did I try to do this prank again? 𝗀𝗵𝗲 mumbled to himself, and to the camera, as he made his way to the front door, Kuru just cackling loudly while following the latter out. iwaoi, 𝗰𝗺𝗹𝗶𝗴𝗴. Iwa-chan, Oikor practically shouted at Iwazumi's ears, causing the latter to move back with an annoyed expression. Kawa, you don't need to shout, you know. Talk like a decent person. No, I cannot talk like a decent person when we have an emergency. Not we. I am pretty sure this emergency is related to only you. We're boyfriends. Whatever I go through, you go through it too. Not sure how that works, but whatever you say. So what is this so-called emergency of yours? Iwazumi walked into their home gym workout room. Now that he was an athletic trainer, he had to be in his best shape possible to be able to train other people. I just realized I ran out of milk bread. We need to go to the supermarket Wakashi and get milk bread. Iwazumi stopped in his tracks and picking up the dumbbells to put them in place. What did he just call me? Shaking his head, he went to the rack that was stacked with ranges of dumbbells and placed the ones he was holding onto the empty spot. Iwa-chan, are you listening? We need to get milk bread today, so you can't ditch me. Okay, I wonder. What? I don't know. I am quite busy today, Kawa. I have to go to the gym today because a certain someone forced me to call in sick, you know. I deserve all of your attention, not those people who you train. Well, whether you like it or not, today I do need to give them attention. They pay me, Kawa, so I need to train them. Ugh, can't you spare a few minutes for your handsome boyfriend and buy milk bread with him? Let me see. Nope. Iwa-chan, please. Oikor draped over Iwazumi's shoulder, clutching onto his t-shirt while giving the spiky-haired male his best puppy eyes face from the side. Spending 5 minutes with your boyfriend won't do those people who you train any harm. They waited for a few days. They can wait for a few minutes as well. Come with me to the supermarket. Please, please, please. I am sure Wakashi won't mind accompanying you to the supermarket. With that, Iwazumi gave Oikor an amused smile and pried the shocked male off of him before walking out the room to put on his shoes. Oikor, who was still in shock, stumbled as he ran towards Iwazumi. OMG. Iwa-chan, are you jealous? Jealous or not? I'll leave it to you to decide. Now come, let's get you your stack of milk breads before I change my mind. Or you're so cute, Iwa. Wakashi could never compare. I know.
Thank you so much for watching. This was pure fluff, because even though I love angsts with happy endings, I can never write a good angst oneshot pls. Loudly crying face. Anyways, love you all, mwah mwah. Kissing face with closed eyes.